Have you ever built a Clash Royale deck thinking it was amazing and then gone on a 5-game losing streak? Don't worry, it's not your fault. Building a deck isn't about throwing your favorite cards together. There's actually a proven formula behind every successful deck, and that's what I'm breaking down today. This is the ultimate guide to building the perfect deck in Clash Royale. By the end, you'll know exactly how to create a balanced, reliable deck that can win in any arena. You'll also know how to perfectly craft your own personal Clash Royale deck. Every deck starts with a win condition, the card you'll rely on to actually damage enemy towers. Without one, your deck cannot win constantly. Imagine trying to win with only defensive troops. You just survive but never actually push for victory. Examples of win conditions include Hog Rider, Royal Giant, Expo, Graveyard, Miner, Balloon, or Giant. These cards all have one job: pressure your opponent's towers. If you don't choose a win condition, your deck ends up unfocused, and your damage comes from random chip damage. That's unreliable in higher arenas where players defend well. A clear win condition makes your deck strategy simple and effective. Attack with this card and you'll support it properly. You only need about 1 or 2 win conditions in a deck. You never want more than 2. Once you have your win condition, it needs help. That's where support cards come in. These are troops that back up your main attacker. For example, if you use a Giant, you might want to put a Musketeer behind it to handle air troops. If you use Balloon, you could pair it with Freeze to stop defenses. If you play Royal Giant, Electro Spirit or Fisherman can help control defenses. A win condition on its own is rarely enough. A Giant dropped alone gets shredded by Mini P.E.K.K.A. or Inferno Tower, but a Giant with a Musketeer behind it suddenly becomes much harder to stop. Support cards are the glue that turns your win condition into an actual threat. No deck survives on offense alone. You also need defense, because your opponent has a win condition too. Defensive cards are the ones that protect your towers when your opponent pushes. Some common defensive choices are Mini P.E.K.K.A. or Lumberjack to destroy tanks like Giant or Hog Rider, Baby Dragon or Valkyrie for splash damage against swarms like Skeleton Army, Electro Wizard to reset Inferno Dragon and control big pushes. Without reliable defense, you'll just trade towers every single time the enemy pushes, which is a losing strategy in higher arenas. A good defense buys you an elixir advantage and lets you counterpush, turning their attack into your win. Spells are absolutely essential in Clash Royale. They give you flexibility and let you respond instantly to situations. Most good decks run 2 spells, a small one and a big one. For small spells, you could use Zap, Snowball, or Log. These handle cheap swarms like Skeleton Army or Bats. Big spells include Fireball, Poison, Rocket, or Lightning. These deal heavy damage to support troops or towers. Without spells, you're helpless against swarms and fragile support troops. Imagine pushing with Giant, and they drop a minion horde. If you don't have a spell, your push is gone. Spells also let you get guaranteed tower chip damage even when you can't break through. Buildings like Cannon, Tesla, Inferno Tower, or Bomb Tower can completely shut down certain win conditions. For example, Tesla stops Hog Rider. Inferno Tower can melt Giants, Royal Giants, or Lava Hounds. A building isn't always required, but it gives you insurance against strong pushes. In lower arenas, where Hog Rider and Giant are everywhere, a building often wins games by itself. At higher levels, some decks skip buildings in favor of stronger cycle, but beginners benefit massively from having one. This step separates beginner decks from pro decks. The average elixir cost of your deck should usually be between 3.0 and 4.0. Why? If your deck is too expensive, like a 5.0 elixir average, you'll get overwhelmed before you can even drop your win condition. If it's too cheap, like 2.2 elixir, you'll cycle quickly but lack the damage power to finish games. You also need at least 1 cheap cycle card, like Skeletons, Ice Spirits, or Bats. These let you rotate back to your win condition quickly and defend efficiently without overspending. Balance keeps your deck consistent. No matter what your opponent plays, you'll always have an answer in rotation and won't get stuck with a dead hand of expensive cards. No deck is perfect the first time you build it. That's why testing and adapting is so important. Let's say you keep losing to swarms. That's a sign you need more splash damage or a small spell. If tanks keep crushing you, maybe swap in Inferno Tower or Mini P.E.K.K.A. The Clash Royale meta changes, and opponents vary. Adapting your deck makes it stronger over time. Even pros constantly tweak their decks based on what they're facing on ladder or in tournaments. Think of your deck as a living thing. It evolves with you. And that right there is the ultimate Clash Royale deck building guide. Every good deck has the same structure: win condition, support, defense, spells, balance, and constant adjustments. Follow these steps and you'll never be stuck with a bad deck again. If this guide helped, make sure to subscribe for more Clash Royale tips, comment your favorite win condition below, and I'll build a deck around it in a future video.